the TeamClearCoat podcast. We're two friends finally doing something about our obsession with cars.
We're probably not doing it well, but it should be fun, and we might actually learn something along the way. I'm Dave.
And I'm Ian, and this is our show.
Ian.
Dave.
Ian.
Dave.
Ian, okay, first of all, this is the TeamClearCoat podcast.
Yes, it is.
The reason Ian's muffled... Well, Ian, I'm going to turn the cameras on.
All right, let's just get it over with.
Okay, here we go. There we go. The cameras are on.
No.
Yes,
No.
Ian. Ian, the internet can see you.
No!
The internet can see your beautiful face. Ian.
I don't like it. No me gusta.
No me gusta aquí.
No.
Ian.
Got.
Ian, do the internet a favor and take your helmet off. This is the TeamClearCoat podcast. I'm Dave.
My hair's all messy on the internet.
Ian.
What?
That's Ian. That guy right there is Ian.
I'm Ian.
So we're an automotive podcast, streaming live on Twitch.
Yeah.
And
I have no idea how you talked me into this. This seems like a terrible idea.
I know. It was kind of just one of those things like, let's see if I can get Ian to do this. Ian, I'd like to toast you with my tiny espresso cup.
Oh, and I have a, Jesus Christ, oh my God, cold brew thingy.
From my buddy Chris with Hot Box Roasters.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. That has 420 milligrams of caffeine. Cheers, buddy.
Cheers.
Yeah.
Well, I still remember my name.
So, Ian.
Yes.
We are live on Twitch.
We are.
We're an automotive podcast.
Ostensibly.
And we're going to talk about some stuff today.
Yeah.
So
first of all,
yes,
it's great to be back in the blanket fort with you, buddy.
it is so awesome to be back in the blanket fort.
We were on a little bit of a break there.
Yes, we were. We took a break.
Mostly just because you were traveling and I was traveling.
Yes.
And we needed to be here at the same time, and that didn't happen.
You're exactly right.
We were literally one ship in the night and like several airplanes in the night.
Yes.
That metaphor is falling apart. But you went on a cruise and managed to not die of dysentery.
I did. I was unfortunately had a sinus infection before the cruise, during the cruise, and after the cruise.
Oh.
And my girlfriend was also sick. But we made the best of it.
Yeah.
We're never taking a cruise ever again. We are not cruise people, Ian.
I could have told you that before you went on the cruise.
Yeah. Well. But I'm going to give it a try.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
And she went on the same cruise a year ago and really had a good time.
Okay.
But it was. We did well. We did fantastic. But the cruise itself, we're not cruise people. We're destination travelers.
I mean, I've never been on a cruise either.
Right.
But
right.
I know that I'm not a cruise person because
Right.
I don't need to experience it to know that being locked in a tiny area with a bunch of old people for 2 weeks isn't gonna work out well for me.
Ian, yeah, I will say it's some of the best people watching you've ever seen in your entire life.
I bet.
Yeah. But anyway, we're an automotive podcast.
Right.
Let's
Cars and stuff.
So speaking of getting distracted, Ian.
Yeah. Yeah. That pretty much sums up the state of affairs. If you're new to the podcast.
Yes.
And you're just expecting us to talk about engine displacement and
Right.
whatever else car people talk about.
I'm sorry.
That's not going to be what this is.
No.
So it's been a week.
Yes.
And I mean that in every sense of it. It has been a week.
You are exactly right, dude.
And it has been literally a week.
Yes.
Of President Trump and yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
What else can I say other than
yeah. And
right?
so we've talked a lot about how this podcast is about our friendship
Yes.
more than anything, and
Yes.
like cars was just what we use. That
Yeah.
was our vessel. That was our medium
Certainly.
for talking to each other about stuff and
Yeah.
and everything else. And so we were talking before we started about how cars are our island.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Cars are a fun thing to devote some energy to
Right.
it's an outlet,
Yeah.
right? And this podcast is an outlet for you and I.
Right. And but sometimes you're on that island and you're happy about it. You're going to be on that island and you're like,
Yep.
I'm going to stay focused on this island because it's
I pull
fun.
up Jalopnik's homepage,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
Yep. I'm on that island.
And then-
feet up.
And then the next thing you know,
Yeah.
Who comes riding across on a wave runner but some spray tanned asshole?
Right? That's like basically the presidential version, as you said earlier, of Kenny Powers.
Yes.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All ego and nothing to back it up with.
Exactly.
That's exactly what it is.
Yes, just in just a horribly fitting wetsuit that's just flapping in the breeze.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know what? Like, you just got to ignore him sometimes.
Sometimes,
For your own
yes.
mental health.
Yes.
Like, you should absolutely be angry about a lot of the stuff that's happening. You should be outraged. But sometimes you need to take a break.
Yes, and we'll talk about this more at the end of the show because we've kind of set up a special segment that is like, where do we go from here?
Right.
Like, yeah, so, but...
Right. But
yeah.
to that end, let's get on our island.
Yes.
And let's not think about all the terrible
awful
stuff that's
shit.
happening all around us.
Yes.
And just we're gonna do cars for a little bit.
Yeah, let's talk about cars.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna start us off with an FMK cars.
Okay.
Do you want to explain?
Yeah. So yes, I would. FMK Cars is a game that Ian and I play, and it just reminded me that I have not set the mature content filter on Twitch yet.
Whatever.
So
it's fine.
anyway, some profanity is going to happen for now.
Yeah.
So it's that classic game, Fuck, Marry, Kill.
This is a platform for video gamers, right? So we're
is.
not gonna be a 13-year-old telling each other we're fags, right?
You're
So
exactly right. Yeah, I'm sure a lot worse
So
things happen on this.
we'll be okay.
Yeah. So anyway, it's the classic game, Fuck, Marry, Kill. That Kill.
We're really on the
I know,
maritime,
right?
the
Yeah.
maritime terminology now.
Oh God. What are we
This
doing?
is going well. Our first live broadcast. Good
I
job.
know,
This is
I
going
know.
well.
What are we doing?
Continue.
FMK Cars is that classic game. Fuck. See, when I want it, I interrupted myself right there.
Yeah, you did.
And I also need to stop waving my hand in front of my own camera. So maybe gesture with lefty, Dave. Maybe gesture with lefty. And I just lost my own train of thought.
Yeah.
Yeah. FMK Cars is that classic game, Fuck, Marry, Kill, that Ian and I play with cars instead of people because we're nice.
Yeah.
F in this game means you get to drive it for a day.
Yeah.
You hit it and quit it.
Yeah.
Right? M means you marry it. It is your new daily driver, warts and all.
Yeah.
K means you kill it, you send it to the crusher. So we give each other 3 cars, and the other person has to assign FMK.
Yes.
So, Ian, let's play FMK Cars.
Yes.
And-
Again, we're on the island.
Yep.
We're ignoring the spray tan assholes
Yes,
on the
we
wave
are.
runners.
Yep.
And we're just gonna have fun.
Yes, we are. And so I'm going to go ahead and pull up my web browser here. My homepage is labeled.
You're not gonna need searches for any of these.
Okay, but the internet will want to see them.
Okay.
Yes.
Cars for the coming apocalypse.
I thought we weren't paying attention to the spray tan asshole for a little while, Ian.
You know, he really wants attention, and sometimes you gotta kind of do it.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
And also, I thought it would be funny.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so these are cars you've prepped for the coming end times, and this is more about the twist than the cars. This one, if
Okay.
I'm honest.
Okay.
So cars you've prepped for the coming end times, except you've miscalculated what those end times will entail.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
We've made grave miscalculations.
Yes.
Okay,
That's
okay.
going to become apparent very quickly. All right.
Okay.
So the first one, Toyota pickup.
Okay.
Just think like Hilux.
Yep, exactly.
Right.
The invincible Toyota pickup.
Yes.
Yep. Okay.
yes. Prepped for zombies.
Oh, okay.
So you're thinking like, oh, it's going to be zombies, right?
Sure.
Except it's actually a nuclear winter.
Oh, okay.
And there is no violence to speak of.
Okay. All right.
So now you're the asshole with machetes welded to your bumpers.
Okay. All right.
And I'm assuming no like filtration system.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So zombies, but what actually happens is nuclear
Right.
fallout.
So you have prepped
Okay.
a car for zombies.
Yes.
And that's not what happened.
Okay. Toyota. I have to write this down. Okay. Zombies, nuclear. Okay.
Yep. This is how we ended up with
Okay.
Audi milk silence, I believe. right?
Yes, you're exactly right. Yes. All road milk silence.
your,
Yes.
your weird ass shorthand. All right.
Yes. Yeah. This says toy zom nuke. Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
VW camper van.
Oh, okay. All right. Let me pull up a picture of that.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is going to be the opposite.
Uh-huh.
Prep for nuclear winter, except it's actually a zombie apocalypse, and they're the 28 days later kind, so speed is kind of
Oh,
important.
shit. Okay. And the VW van is slow.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you can live inside it.
Okay.
Right? That's why it's a good It's actually a good vehicle for a nuclear winter. If you could seal it,
Right. Yeah.
and like have like some sort of like Apollo 13 air filtration,
Yeah.
homemade system going
Yeah.
on there,
Yeah.
it would be a good choice for that.
That would.
Unless it's zombies, and then you're fucked.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. They're just going to break open every window.
Right.
Okay.
Okay, and then this last one is just silly.
Okay.
I mean, like the other
because
one.
all of this has been so perfect. Okay. All right.
This last one's just silly. Lamborghini Countach.
Okay.
Now, you're a crazy person, and so you've prepped for a Mad Max but with cocaine situation.
Okay.
So instead of gasoline, that is the currency of the world, it's cocaine. So of course you're going to buy an 80s drug dealer car.
Of course.
Countach,
Yes,
right?
definitely. Okay.
So instead of that weird scenario happening, the much more likely scenario of the proletariat rising up has happened, and they're
Okay.
looking for rich people.
Okay. All right. Okay. For anybody who doesn't know what proletariat means, including
Or
myself.
how to say it.
Yeah, exactly. The peasants?
Right, the peasants and
The working class?
The working class.
Okay, all right. Okay. Working class revolt.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Jesus. And I'm in a Countach, so I'm going to stand out like a goddamn sore thumb.
Yep.
Okay. All right.
But at least you'll be fast.
I think I have to.
Ish.
Well, yeah, fast and
Well,
sweat.
faster than the other two.
Yes, and sweating like crazy because no air conditioning works. And, okay, I think for a day, I think I'm going to F the Lamborghini Countach and
Okay.
try to outrun the proletariat.
Okay.
All right, did I say it right?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. And then I think I'm going to kill the VW van and the zombies, because I think if I think of what is horrifying to me, zombies are probably, especially like the 28 days later scenario, is probably the most horrifying thing I can think of for like an actual, like, if I had to picture myself living in it.
Right.
Because like if there's nuclear fallout like there is with the Toyota, then at least it's over at some point, right?
Right.
At some point, right?
Right.
With zombies, it's like they're there forever, you know? Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is the really horrifying thing, like the endless hordes,
Right.
right?
Right.
So I think I would marry the Toyota, prepped for zombies, but having to deal with nuclear fallout.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's what I would do.
I think you've chosen well.
Okay, what would you do in that scenario?
I think I would do the same thing.
Okay.
I think I would do the same thing.
You think you would try to outrun everybody in your Countach doing burnouts for a day?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Obviously. And then you got to dress up like Miami Vice just to make it much more,
definitely.
just to up the level of difficulty a little bit.
I think if you buy a Countach, I think you just find cocaine in your pocket.
Like you don't have any socks anymore.
yeah.
What happened to my socks?
Why am I wearing a linen jacket with shoulder pads and the sleeves are rolled up 3/4?
Why are all of my shoes loafers all of a sudden?
Yes.
It's weird.
Just hair spiked.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Just gold medallions and chest hair. Gold medallions and
Why
chest
does
hair.
Kenny Loggins play everywhere I go?
Yes, exactly. Right?
Yeah.
I love that. Everybody else is hearing Danger Zone right now, right? You guys are hearing that? Danger Zone? Right? Not just me. Not just me?
Oh, God.
Okay. All right. Ian.
Yeah.
Let's move on. Okay?
Let's.
I love that FMK cars.
Thank you.
You have some garage updates for us?
Oh, God. I thought we were going to talk about something cheery.
Oh, what happened?
So the Saab went back in.
The Turbo X went back in.
The
Okay.
Turbo X went back in. So for anyone who's not familiar, I have, well, first of all, I'm, what do you call it, an idiot.
Okay.
And I bought, for our family car, a Saab Turbo X, which is a very limited edition car by a car company that no longer exists.
Yeah, so
And-
smart choice for reliable family transport.
Because I'm a thinker.
Yep,
Dave, I'm a
yep,
thinker.
you sure are.
I like the only good thing about this is that my stupid hand gestures now show up,
Yes,
and
they
now I'm
do.
subjecting other people to them as well.
Yes.
So
God damn it, if it isn't such a pretty wagon. Anyway.
it is pretty. Oh
Yeah.
yeah, are you pulling
Yeah.
it up
Yeah.
on the stream?
Of course.
It's really freaking me out because the it's like a minute or so behind
Okay.
what's actually happening.
Uh-huh.
So it's a little weird.
Can you watch our chat just to see if anybody chimes in?
I
Yeah.
can, yeah.
Okay. Anyway,
I can. I don't
anyway.
think anyone has.
Okay.
But yeah, it is a nice wagon. That's actually not the Turbo X wagon.
Oh yeah, that's just the Arrow.
That's
Yeah,
the
let me see if
Arrow.
I can find a free use version of the Turbo X.
And it's the Sport Combi,
Images.
so it's the wagon. Anyway,
Yeah.
so I've had this like ongoing thing with the Haldex system. We got another error message on the Haldex, so we had to take it back in for another service.
Dang, dude.
And then we had like another like, you know, a bunch of other stuff that went on, and basically like a run through just to see like how much do I need to do to get rid of this thing? Like what do I need to do to get this in a sellable condition
And be able to sleep at night.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
everything seemed to be okay. You know, there's an ignition coil. One of them is, you know, not great, but we'll have to mess with that later because they couldn't figure out which one it was.
Oh, dang, man.
And then today, Jenny left the driveway. So we've had it back for like a week.
Right.
I've been out of town. And I saw today when she left that there was some oil on the ground.
No.
Yeah.
What?
So they did do an oil change. So I'm hoping that like
Just a filter,
the
or the
filter
plug.
is loose or something. But yeah, and I've never seen oil on the ground before.
Oh no. Okay.
Yeah.
So in my experience, that could be a couple things, right? Especially just right after an oil change.
Yeah.
It could be that when the oil was filled, some was spilled, and so it's just now dripping down.
Could
right?
be.
Typically, stuff like that will be really sludgy, though. It'll have a lot of
it was
dirt and stuff. It was clean?
It was clean oil.
Okay, so then that could be from a filter that's not the right filter or not
cross-threaded or something.
cross-threaded, not fitting correctly.
Right.
It could
And that's
be,
what I'm kind of hoping for.
it could be a loose drain plug,
Yeah.
right?
Yep, could be.
And then the final thing that it could be, oh wait, no, it's the turbo. So it could be the oil pickup tube could have gotten bumped.
Mm-hmm.
The oil returned from the turbo.
Yeah.
That's just a small hose.
Yeah.
And then lastly, if the drain plug was over tightened, they could have cracked the oil pan,
Yeah.
or that could be misthreaded.
Yeah.
So it's kind of easy to get underneath it yourself to see where it's leaking.
Yeah.
You know? But
Yeah, and obviously I haven't had time to do that because I saw it like right before
yeah.
I came over here. But
Yeah. Shoot. I hope it turns out okay.
it's annoying.
I have cracked my own oil pan on Dusty Rusty, RIP.
Yeah.
And that was a job because I over tightened the drain plug myself. I did it myself one day, and that was not fun. That cost a couple $100 in a replacement oil pan, and the whole front subframe of that car has to come off in order
really?
to drop the oil pan. Yeah.
Well, I mean, unfortunately, you know, there's a lot of cars that, well, not a lot of cars, but there's a fair amount of cars that had that engine.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I don't think an oil pan shouldn't be that big of a deal.
Yeah.
You wouldn't think. And you know, JB Weld is really cheap, so.
That's what I tried on mine first. Yeah, and it didn't work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah,
dang,
that's
man.
my garage
Okay.
update. It's just that car is really frustrating me right now.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah, I know you want to get rid of it. Have we thought about replacements besides a Subaru wagon?
I have. So you know, we're kind of leaning towards leasing something, honestly, because we don't drive that much.
Right.
You know, I think
Yeah.
we've had that car for it'll be 3 years in April, and we've put like just over 15,000 miles on it.
Okay.
So you know, we don't really drive it that much,
Right.
because we just where we live, we walk everywhere.
Right.
So we're thinking about a lease. We're thinking about maybe a Volvo.
Yeah, a V60.
Yeah, maybe a V60.
Okay.
Maybe that's kind of on the higher end of like what our budget would be. But,
Yeah.
You know, the
It's a
Jetta
nice one.
the Jetta Sport Wagon,
Okay.
which is
It's
now
interesting
I
that-
believe available in all-wheel drive.
It's interesting that you mentioned that. We'll talk about that in a little bit. Okay.
And then Jenny's pushing for an Outback, Subaru Outback, but I'm not in favor of that whatsoever.
Right. Yeah.
But that's pretty much the list. I mean, that's it.
So, I mean, Subarus are great. Like, you know, you had a Subaru at one point. You had an Impreza.
Yep. I had the Impreza Outback Sport.
Right. Yeah.
The little wagon. I really like that car.
And they're awesome cars. But for you and I, we can't let ourselves drive a Subaru because they're everywhere in Colorado.
So that's problem number one. The other problem is that you can only get it with CVT.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And it's not, and maybe I need to try a 3.6
With the CVT.
with the CVT.
Because as we learned with the Nissan Quest,
right.
a
And maybe
CVT
it's not
can
terrible.
be okay, yeah.
But I've only ever driven Subarus with the smaller engine and the
Okay.
CVT. I've
Yeah.
never driven the combination of the 3.6 and the CVT. So maybe it's better.
Okay.
Maybe I should have an open mind about it. But
It's still a Subaru in Colorado, though. So
right.
yeah, like we've joked about before, you're gonna have to spray paint like your social security number on it, so that it stands out in a parking lot amongst all of the other ones.
Yeah, for anyone who doesn't know, when you cross the state line into Colorado with a moving truck, a Subaru just appears on a trailer behind it.
You just get one.
You just get one.
Yeah.
It's like the old joke about Fleetwood Mac's rumors and the suburbs being, they just issued it to you.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with the Subarus, yeah.
Like growing up in Missouri for me, I just got a pickup truck at
Right.
16. Yeah. Yeah, it just showed up. Yeah. Yeah. Like, I guess I have a pickup now.
Yep,
Yeah.
exactly.
Oh, bedliner. Nice. Yeah. So no other garage updates?
No, the Volkswagen's running fine.
Okay. Okay.
You know,
All right.
still too low.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
But other
Yeah.
than that, it's been. I mean, we've taken it up into the mountains a bunch of times, and
Okay, good.
it's still a beast in the snow.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. It's fun driving around in the snow with that.
I
Yeah.
love it so much.
It seems like every time you go out of town is when we get nice, fresh snow in Colorado.
I've noticed.
So, like, I will text you and say, like, Ian, I'm gently drifting through the snow in my
Yeah.
Infiniti.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah, and I was in Orlando.
Yeah. Oh, lame.
Orlando
Lame.
sucks.
Yeah, it does. I might have to go there in the summer for work.
Oh yeah, I am
Yeah.
too. Probably August.
Okay. Oh,
Usually.
God.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
terrible.
Okay. All right. So that's good. That's good, buddy. I mean, I'm sorry that the Saab is giving you problems, but it could be a good chance to get into something cool. I mean,
Yeah, well, I don't know.
I love the Turbo X. If it was a manual, I would want to buy it from you.
Yeah.
But I've already made enough bad decisions, Yeah. Yeah.
How's the Infinity going?
Oh man,
You got the new tires on it now, right?
No, I still haven't done that.
What are you doing?
I know they've just been
You know
setting
we
it
live in
tire-
Colorado, right?
I know. I took the weight out of the back of it today because it's not going to snow for a little bit.
Yeah.
So it's been really good. It's been fun. Whenever it snows, it's so fantastic to play in the snow.
Yeah.
Because the rear just steps out so slowly and
Like progressively.
yeah, and you have so much time. And I was going down the street in fresh snow, and I just held it at like a 30-degree angle, and it just kept going in a straight line.
That's
like
awesome.
down the street. I was like, oh, okay, like momentum is really doing a thing.
So, I mean, you've had it for what, 2 months now?
Yeah, about 2 months. Yeah.
What have you noticed? Is there anything that's bugging you about it yet?
Yeah, let's see here. So gripes would be the driver's seat is just a touch or the seatbelt is just, the seatbelt is at the absolute maximum for what would be acceptable for my height for safety, for it to not come down over my shoulder.
Oh, really?
And the seatbelt slider is all the way up at its highest, and the seat is in its lowest position.
Oh, wow.
Right? The seating position in that car is high anyway.
It is.
Yeah. So you do kind of feel like that's something I don't quite like about it, is that you kind of sit on top of it just a touch.
Yeah.
Right? Instead of in it.
Yeah. Well, and I think that's part of the reason that it makes it difficult to be a passenger in that car.
Yes.
Because
Yes.
you do feel like extra ungainly
Yeah.
when it's starting to go sideways.
Yes. Yeah. You feel like your head's kind of hanging out the sunroof.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And so I think I'm 6'4". I think if I had a taller torso, I don't think that car would actually be safe for someone taller than me. If somebody was 6'6", you could fit in the car,
Right.
But I think it honestly would be a safety issue with the seatbelt sliding down your shoulder.
Not something I've
in a
ever
crowd.
thought about before.
Well, yeah. I mean,
Not a problem I've had.
no, and also you were able to drive a Ferrari. When I had the
Yeah.
choice of a Nissan GTR and a Ferrari, the guy just looked at me and laughed and said, "We're driving the GTR."
Yeah. Well, I'm Italian sized.
Yeah,
which is
that's exactly what he said. He said that's built for small Italian men. Yeah,
there we go. Right.
yeah. So there's ups and downs. Yeah, I bang my head on a lot of shit.
That
But
doesn't happen.
I helped somebody get some soda down at the grocery store the other day. I saw like the panicked look as they were trying to climb the rack, and So like,
Right.
So like, She was like, "Can you help me get this?" Yeah.
That happened to me like about a year ago at the grocery store.
Okay.
An old lady asked me to get something for her that was
Uh-huh.
on the top shelf, and I was so excited. I was just like, "This has never happened before."
Oh, that's nice. And
Yeah.
you scampered up it?
Oh,
You
yeah.
scaled it?
Oh yeah, I scampered right up.
Yeah, nice.
I was like, Miss, I am so excited you've asked me to do this. Now give me a boost.
Oh my God. Yes. Yeah. So let's get into my eyes. Let's talk about some stuff that we've seen.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
I saw.
I've seen the inside of a lot of airport terminals.
Yeah,
so
you have.
That's
you
about
have. I saw in person, in traffic the other day, a brand new Volvo S90.
Oh, really?
It looked so good.
Yeah, I've
Ian.
only seen one of those too, but they do look really good.
It was awesome. I
They
love
do
it.
good.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull up a picture of it.
I'm
because
excited
it
to
is
see a
fantastic.
V90. I haven't seen one of those yet.
Yeah.
But yeah, the S90 looks so nice.
Oh, where's the S90? I had a picture of it. It and then later in the day, I saw a BMW 7 Series, and I just laughed because it looks. The S90 just beats it in each and every way.
Yeah, well,
You
and I
know?
bet you really like those taillights too, right?
Oh, they are fantastic.
yeah. Just
yeah.
look for the 2016
Yeah.
or 2017, 2017. S90.
It's a good looking car. Yeah. But this takes us to FMK, Ian. You know I'm a fan of big sedans, big old man sedans.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Which is why I bought my Infiniti, right? So this FMK cars is called Grumpy Old Man Sedan and Grumpy Old Man Traits. Okay?
Okay.
So in this, you're going to get a sedan and you're going to get a trait of an old man.
Okay.
Okay? Now, let's not disparage little adorable old men, okay? Because while they may be grumpy, elderly men have good traits as well.
Well, and hopefully we'll both be one someday.
Exactly, right?
I mean, there's no guarantee.
Yes, right?
But-
Unless our cars embalm us, engulf us in flames.
Which
Yeah,
is
which they probably will.
just as likely.
Yes. So you're going to have a positive and a negative trait. So first up is a Lincoln Continental, the new Lincoln Continental.
Okay.
And I'm going to pull up an image of it. So give me a second. Where is it? There it is. The Lincoln Continental. I saw one in real life. I did not like it. It actually looked worse than it does in pictures. But
Yeah.
here we are.
Well, I don't know if you remember, but we saw one in person at the
auto
show last year.
True.
You may have been overcome by the hangar at that point, so you may not remember. But
And maybe we should talk about this sometime. Seeing something at an auto show versus seeing it on the street, I think is different.
well, I mean, it's just like it's the same. It's the exact same phenomenon as when you try clothes on in the store,
Right.
and then you get them home, and you're like, "Wait, what? What is
no,
this?"
This doesn't work.
Because they engineer the thing, the room to look nice,
lighting
and
perfect,
and they feature it. They're all the featured up ones,
Yeah.
and they're the top level trim or whatever,
Yeah.
and they get the just the right color, and,
Right.
all that sort of stuff. It's not real.
Right. Exactly. But you see it on the street.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or actually, the better analogy is the episode of Seinfeld.
Yes, the good light, bad light.
Good light, bad light.
Yes, yeah,
That's
the
exactly
two-faced
what it
lady.
is.
Yes, yeah, exactly. So so
And I agree. I've seen one of those in person, and that's exactly what it is.
it is
It's-
right. It's worse.
Yeah, it's bad light.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So your traits, Ian,
Mm-hmm.
you have infinite patience. Oh, do you want the blanket fort messaging system to write these down?
I do.
Okay.
Okay.
You have infinite patience and fantastic perspective.
Infinite patience.
Yeah. Which is something you're
And this
so
is with the
familiar-
Continental?
Yes, with the Continental.
Lincoln Conti. Okay.
Yes. Patience and wonderful perspective. You see, you've taken in all of life, and
So
you
some would say I was wise.
you see the ups and downs,
Right. Okay.
right? And
Yeah.
you can recognize things for what they are with perspective towards the greater whole, right? The bad thing is
Oh, this is good. Okay.
you can only pay for things in exact change, which you always pull from one of those little old man rubber wallets that you squeeze to open.
Yes.
Those coin pouches.
Yes.
You cannot shop online.
Okay. No online.
Yep.
All right. So
you have
in
to pay for
person.
things in cash, in person,
Okay.
pulling the money from your little old man.
Okay,
rubber
I've got
coin
it.
pouch.
Got
okay.
it. All right.
All right.
That's a good combination. Yeah, and that sounds like a Lincoln Continental owner, actually.
Right?
It's well matched to the car. Well done there.
Thank you. So now we have a BMW 7 Series, the car that I laughed at because it just looks like it's trying too hard when compared to the Volvo.
Mm-hmm.
But so you have a BMW 7 Series.
Okay.
Ian,
Yeah.
in the scenario, you are kind, you are gentle,
Kind, gentle.
and you're very generous, right? Let's say you have a decent amount of wealth and you're not in a rush to take it with you.
Gotcha.
Okay?
All right.
The downside is you use a cloth handkerchief, you never wash it, and you offer it to anyone that so much coughs or sneezes or sniffles near you.
I'm just gonna write cloth hanky, comma typhoid man.
Comma, gross.
Okay, got it.
Okay. Lastly, Ian.
Comma patient 0.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, exactly. Yes. Lastly, we have the Volvo S90.
Yes.
Okay. You are wise, Ian, and you offer the most amazing sage advice.
Oh, okay.
Okay?
Okay.
The downside,
Uh-huh.
you no longer can hold toots in. You fart a lot. You bend over to tie your shoe.
Okay.
Yep.
Farts.
You carpet bomb everywhere you go.
Okay. All right. Well, this is easy.
It is?
Yes.
Okay.
Because you know, even if if I get to a point in my life where I could be considered wise or a holder of sage advice,
Okay.
I would still want to cut it with some comedy. And I feel like
Okay.
standing there and saying like, "Well, young man,"
Right.
like
Right.
that's just funny.
You're right. You're right. God damn it. I didn't make this one hard enough.
So I'm going to marry the Volvo S90. Plus, it's the best car.
It is.
It's the best car of the three. So, and then I think for a day, I'm going to be patient 0 with the BMW 7 Series.
Okay.
And the disgusting hanky. I'm going to kill the Lincoln Continental.
Okay.
Because who are we kidding? Patience? Me?
Yeah.
No.
Okay. All right.
And also not being able to shop online, that might be a deal breaker. as
yeah.
well.
Yeah. I
So,
would
I'm gonna
kill the Lincoln as well. I think I would do the exact same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Toots.
Yes.
Toots are never not funny, Dave.
They
It's just
are.
science.
They are. That is. Ian,
Yes.
let's talk about the Detroit Auto Show.
Oh, yeah. Let's do that.
Oh, no, you have an FMK Cars, don't you? Thanks for Ian. Stop drawing weenuses on the blanket board messaging system. I'll turn your camera off.
Is that all I had to do to turn my camera off? Start drawing penises, then you turn off my. I would have done that minutes ago.
Nope. I actually added just a second camera for you. Yeah.
All right. Here's that nonsense. All right.
Okay.
Yeah. So let's
Ian.
start.
You and your penis drawings.
I just want to start with three cars from the Detroit Auto Show that we're just going to do as an FMK Cars,
Okay.
and we'll just jump off from there if there's anything we want to talk about.
Sure.
I think there probably will be.
Okay.
Okay, so these are cars that debuted at the 2017 Detroit Auto Show.
Okay.
And
I get my Googleator up here. Okay.
Yep. And I tried to pick sort of a couple of different styles of car.
Okay.
All right, you ready?
Okay, go for Googling.
All right, 2018 Kia Stinger.
2018 Kia Stinger. Okay.
Okay, so this was based off of the the Stinger GT concept that was from last year.
Yeah.
And that was a coupe. This is a production ready sedan, and it looks really pretty good.
Okay.
It's also 365 horsepower, rear wheel drive. It's going to have an 8-speed automatic transmission. I think it'll also be available with all wheel drive. But it looks really pretty good.
I don't think I can find a free use version of the of the sedan.
Yeah, I mean,
I can only find the GT.
Yeah, so
But I assume it looks largely the same.
here I will Google message you
Yeah.
an article from Car and Driver, and we will say these photos
Are from-
courtesy Car and Driver.
Car and Driver. Okay.
Thank you, Car and Driver.
Yeah. I was just like, oh, I got a text from you who's freaking sitting across from
And
me.
just told you I'm about to send you a text.
Ian.
I'm sorry. It was the Stinger GT4 was the name of the concept, but
Yes.
It's a 365 horsepower rear-wheel drive sedan. It looks really good.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
And I like the back of it. I mean, the whole thing, it's actually like really well styled, and the interior looks cool.
Okay.
It will only be available with the 8-speed.
Okay. Okay. The 8-speed automatic. Okay. All right. Let's see here. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Standard limited slip differential.
Yeah. Look at that. Okay.
Yeah. Pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
That was pretty much the star. That's the one everyone was talking about.
Wow. Okay. Hey, there is room for a nice big, foreign 4-door sedan with rear-wheel drive. I have a goddamn Infiniti M45. Yes.
Well,
Yes.
and the Chevy SS is going away.
Right.
So
Yeah, there's a gap.
there's a
For
gap.
an affordable V8 sedan.
For underneath the Germans.
Yeah.
The Germans
The Germans. Yeah.
and the Jags.
Right. Yeah. No, that's really cool. I like that. Okay. Kia Stinger. Okay.
Okay, and so going slightly up market,
Uh-huh.
the new Lexus LS,
Oh, okay.
the
All right. With
2018 Lexus LS 500, that's 415 horsepower and a 10-speed transmission,
Okay.
10-speed automatic, which
That's
seems
insane.
like too much.
Yeah.
That's too much, right?
Yeah, there's no picture of the 2018, but just assume it has that awful new Lexus grille even worse.
You know what though? It does. It doesn't look terrible.
No, you can't let that thing grow on you, Ian. You cannot let that grill grow on you.
So our running joke is that it looks like
Oh God, my computer's making noise. Sorry.
our joke is that it looks like an electric razor.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, don't do that.
Stop texting me.
Okay, sorry.
All right.
That was my fault.
Yeah, it's okay.
It does look like an electric razor still.
It does. It looks like something I shaved my butt on.
But the rest of it looks pretty good. It is like they it's lower and wider and longer, that sort of thing.
Right.
So it does look, especially in profile, I think it looks pretty good.
It looks so angry. It looks so.
But yeah, I agree. The front end is ridiculous. It's way overstyled.
Yeah.
But the profile, I think, looks good. And then the back end is kind of like they just forgot to do it.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. They just stopped. Okay.
But
Thank you, car and driver, for the photo.
it's an important car for them.
It is.
Because it's the LS is what basically like launched them in America.
Mm-hmm.
And was the thing that like brought down Mercedes.
Mercedes. Yeah, you're exactly right. You're exactly right, because that market segment of BMW 7 Series isn't quite touchable by the Lexus brand, right? But the Mercedes market certainly is.
Well, but at the time, Mercedes was
Yeah.
that was it.
Yeah.
And then the 7 Series kind of.
It was the
after
weird
that.
choice. Yeah.
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 But yeah,
Right?
it's an important car for them. So
Yeah.
all right. So the third choice
Okay.
is the 2018 GMC Terrain.
Okay.
The big news there is that it's redesigned and it's 400 pounds. They managed to cut more than 400 pounds out of it,
Okay.
and it went all turbocharged. So all turbocharged 4 cylinders.
Yeah, so Ryan West and I talked about this when I was on the Untitled Car Show, the GMC Terrain. Yeah, and they even have like a small turbo diesel now, right?
Mm-hmm.
I have a picture of it.
Yeah, and that's a 9-speed transmission.
Okay.
But that's that.
But it's still a big ass SUV crossover.
Yep. Which is something I want to talk about after we do this.
Okay.
Thing. But so go ahead.
Well, I'm killing the terrain.
And
yeah. Yeah. If I'm FM King, I'm killing the terrain.
okay.
And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to marry the Stinger, the Kia Stinger for sure.
Yeah.
But what I'm going to do is with the Lexus.
Yeah. What are you gonna do for a day in the Lexus?
So I'm going to F the Lexus, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it to a in Kansas City there used to be this area called Hammer Space, where it's like this kind of like cool, like you could rent like 3D printers and like
right.
like tons of
Like a
nerds.
create
Yeah,
space
yeah,
thing.
exactly. Yeah, I would go to a space like that, and I would solicit the youths with 3D printers to 3D print some kind of snap-on for the front of that car that we could market that snapped over that horrible Lexus grill, right? Just clicked right in place that made it look not so awful and like a Braun electric razor.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And so that's what I would do with the Lexus for a day. I would drive it to people with CAD and resources and just say, fix it.
Or you could go the other way
Okay.
and make it functional and just make it into a giant electric razor, and then people could just shave their balls on your car.
Think how fast we could manscape if the entire front of just on your way to work, just pop it in the garage,
Autonomous, well, just or just
Thump.
even better,
thump.
if you have like autonomous features on that car, you set it, you crawl out,
Right, while it's going down the road,
and just
just hang the twig and berries in front of it,
right,
and let Lexus do its work.
yeah,
Right?
yeah. That is multitasking at its best.
Yes,
right
definitely.
there. See, and I think I would do the exact same thing you did with there. I would marry the Stinger, crush the terrain, and for a day go with the Lexus. I would, however, do you remember the Top Gear challenge, a cheap car challenge where they filled the car with water?
Yes.
I would do that, except with Werther's originals, to just kind of keep in the spirit of the Lexus LS.
Right. Yeah. I like that.
I think with that angrier grill and everything, they're trying to go.
Yeah.
They're trying to go younger.
They're completely alienating the demographic that put them on the map. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would just go Werther's originals and just like really take it back.
Okay.
And just-
Hashtag take it back.
Yeah.
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 Take Lexus back. Get Werther's
Make Lexus old again.
get a racing team sponsored by Werther's in the Lexus.
Yes.
A Werther's liveried Lexus with like that sweet gold wrapper.
The wrapper on each
Yes,
end.
the twists on each end. That would be so fantastic. Why? This is what would happen if you and I had unlimited funds.
Right.
We would just stop. We would just shut the podcast down and just go do that and then come back and talk about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Ian.
Yeah.
I love that.
fantastic.
Okay, so let's talk about why you wanted to talk about the GMC Terrain. Let's talk about why you wanted to talk about the GMC Terrain.
I'm thinking of getting into. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
So as far as I can tell, I did. I paid attention to the coverage of the Detroit Auto Show, and it was a little bit ago, but I did try to pay close attention to it. I don't think the American car makers there, I don't think they debuted one car. They only debuted trucks and SUVs.
Oh, really? Okay.
Not a single car.
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is crazy, right?
I want cars, though.
Right. We like cars.
I like cars.
Right.
Ian.
This is yeah.
So it was SUVs, trucks, and crossovers.
Yeah. Couple of pickups and crossovers. And that was it.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're right. So, Ian, what are we going to do for American cars?
I don't know.
So, well, okay, so let's take a look at some of the American cars that are on the market.
I mean,
that we
there are
like.
great American cars on the market.
There are.
I'm just saying
but
that.
as far as debuting something,
Right.
you
And
think
Detroit
at least
is
one,
like the one to do it at.
right? You think like at least one like slightly refreshed Camaro or Mustang,
Right.
Or,
And I was only,
Yeah.
looking at new cars. So
Right.
it could just be we're at that point in the cycle.
yeah, that's
they
a
all
really
lined
weird
up.
place to be, though.
But yeah, to have no cars.
Debuts,
seems strange. But
Oh.
it was just a weird observation.
Yeah. Okay. Huh.
That's
Interesting. Yeah.
I don't really. I don't even know. I don't think we can take anything from it.
Right. Yeah.
But it's something to keep our eye on.
Yeah. We're watching you, American car manufacturers. You better keep making cars.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Otherwise.
Oh yeah.
Because we've done such a good job of buying American cars. What American car have you owned?
I've owned
Taurus SHO.
2
Okay.
and the Saturn.
Okay. Okay. All right. I have owned none.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nissan pickups.
I mean, you could make an
Camry.
argument for the Saabs,
Right.
Because they were owned by GM at the time.
Right. Yeah. My Saab was actually built in Trollhättan.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, mine was too, but it was
Yeah.
they were owned by GM at that
Yeah.
point.
Still. Yeah. Huh. Yeah. No. I have never owned an American car. I'd like to.
Yeah.
I don't know what. Focus. RS, Fiesta, something small,
I think you should
turbocharged.
go
Yeah.
Mustang.
Nope, not gonna do it,
I tried
Ian.
to talk you into that. When
No,
you were looking.
not gonna do it. Ian,
Yes.
speaking of foreign and domestic,
Mm-hmm.
let's talk about this goddamn fucking wall. Let's let the spray tan douchebag hit the island for a minute,
Okay.
okay?
Yes. Yeah. Let's just take a couple deep breaths. I'm gonna get a drink of water first.
Okay, all right,
Drink
yeah.
of refreshing. I think
Yeah,
we should
me-
both
me
do that.
too,
Let's
yeah.
let's.
Oh God, I'm hitting
Yeah.
them.
And,
Okay, all right. You're gonna archer that and just chug the whole thing like I do? Okay, I like that.
yeah.
So President Donnie Twimp wants to build a goddamn wall between the United States and Mexico.
Yes.
We already know that there have been several failed wall projects, some costing upwards of $1 billion to only make a wall for 53 miles of California. And that it's not going to do anything, and that so many people are against it, and
Right.
that the American taxpayers are going to end up footing the bill.
Yeah. And
Right.
let's leave aside. Let's not even mention the fact that it's a really fucking stupid idea.
Yep.
That we're going to talk about building on mountains and
Exactly.
and all sorts of craziness. And let's not even mention the fact that all that money would probably be better used elsewhere.
Oh
Maybe
yeah, schools, healthcare,
some fucking roads.
infrastructure.
So I don't bottom my car out every time I go over a paperclip. That'd be nice.
Well, also your car is as low as a paperclip.
Brushing over all of it. We're brushing over all of it.
And agriculture, let's support American agriculture.
Or the fact that, the way that government contracting works, the cost overruns on that thing would be just massive.
Exactly. So
So we're not going to even talk about any of that
nope,
stuff.
we're not going to talk about that.
Yep.
Here's what we're going to talk about.
On our island.
On our island, on our car island. So here's an FMK Cars.
Yes.
Here's the title.
Okay.
All we are is just another, wait a second, fuck that wall. Okay?
Okay.
So the United States-Mexico border is 2,000 miles.
Yes.
All right? And the rough estimate that we've recently heard is around $15 billion for this cost. Okay?
Yeah.
Obviously, like you were saying, government overrun's going to be insane. The VA that's being built here is one wonderful example of overrun. Anyway.
Yeah. And there's like roads to there
Yeah.
to get construction equipment there.
Exactly.
And
right?
it's not 115 degrees out.
Yeah.
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 Continue.
But we're not going to talk about any of that.
No, we're not even going to mention it. We're
So-
talking about cars today.
So in this FMK Cars, I put forth a scenario where there is an actual border wall between the United States and another country.
Yeah.
Okay?
Okay.
All right. And then the cost of that wall per mile, I've kind of extrapolated that out for these countries and stuff like that, right?
Okay.
You're going to need this because you're going to be doing some maths.
Oh God.
And
this
also-
is bad.
Also, I will say in this scenario, actually, I've done all the math for you, but there's going to be some stuff to remember.
Yeah.
In this scenario, you're actually buying this car.
Okay.
So with your current salary, everything, you have to work this into what you have, right? You can go ahead and sell the Saab for the down payment,
Okay.
all right?
Yeah.
And I've done all the calculations for you.
Okay.
So first up, Mexico. In this scenario, there is a wall between the United States and Mexico. As stupid as it is,
Right.
unfortunately, we live in a world where this could be a reality, and I hate that. I
Yeah.
want to leave the planet.
Yeah.
Elon Musk, please take me to Mars. Anyway, your
Breaking
car,
the fourth wall already. All right.
yeah, your car in this is a Jetta Sport Wagon.
Oh, okay.
It is made in Mexico.
Yep.
Okay,
That is a true fact.
you are going to have to pay a 20% premium on this car from what its sticker price is now.
Yep.
Right? It was $23,400 before the wall, $28,000 after. Okay? The thing to remember here is that it's going to cost you about $506 a month. Okay?
Yep.
$506 a month.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
All right. Okay? Up next. The United States only borders so many countries.
I know. I don't know
Right?
where we're going next. All right. Canada.
Okay, Canada, right? That border is 5,524 miles. Percentage-wise, That means we're going to have about a 60% tax.
Oh, because that's including Alaska.
Yep.
Okay, I was trying to think like 5,000. Like,
Right.
What?
Yep.
Oh, he said that includes the border with Alaska.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Ah.
See? Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Ah.
All
All right. And also a lot of water.
Exactly. Right.
The lakes. But
Yes.
yeah, continue. Okay. got it.
Okay.
All right.
So the Chevy Camaro in 2015 was built in Canada. Okay.
Camaro.
In this, I'm giving you as
Camero. Correct.
oh boy. So in the scenario, I'm giving you the ZL1 trim.
Ooh.
Super fast.
Yeah. Super also expensive.
Yes.
Okay.
And so because of the length of this wall,
Is that built in Canada?
the 2015 was.
Oh, okay. Wow. Didn't know that.
Because of this wall,
Mhm.
we are going to suffer a 60% tax on Canadian goods. The Camaro cost $61,000 before. It is going to cost you $97,000 after. Okay. Do you know how much a month that costs?
I'm gonna say 1,100.
Wow, you need to get better at math. This explains a lot. $1,763. These are all for 60-month loans.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
at 3.11% interest.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Lastly, Ian.
All right.
So you would have to work that into your budget, Ian. That Camaro.
But how do you spell that one? But
I don't know geography, grammar, anything like that, but I do know numbers, Ian.
budget.
Maps.
Interesting
Yes.
word. I'll have to look that one up later. All right.
Lastly, Ian. Oh, and I should have been showing pictures.
Now
of
I don't
these.
want to alarm you,
Yeah.
but you've run out of land countries that border us.
That's what you think, Ian. Okay, so there's the Jetta Sport Wagon. I'm gonna bring Twitch up to speed here. Jetta Sport Wagon.
Yeah.
There's the Chevy Camaro.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Then lastly, the Chevy Camaro looks like a penis. Anyway, lastly, Australia. We are going to build a wall along the Pacific coastline.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Just to keep out Australia.
Yes. All right.
All right.
Because
I mean, it's no less. It's no more like ridiculous than the wall with Mexico, to be honest.
exactly right
Because
we're dealing with
one
crazy
thing-
and also crazy.
one thing that Australians and Mexicans have in common, they're both aware of airplanes.
Yeah.
That's
exactly.
that's a common trait
yeah.
that
as,
they share.
as in just about all of humanity.
Yeah. They
But-
are aware of the existence of airplanes.
Ian, in
Yes.
the scenario,
Yes.
your car is a Holden Commodore Ute.
Yes.
It is the truck version of the Holden Commodore.
Yep.
The new El Camino.
Yep.
All right. Ian,
Yep.
the U.S. Pacific coastline is about 2,070 miles. I've just kind of rounded it to 2,000.
So we're not counting Hawaii or Alaska in that.
Nope.
Okay.
All right. So this means we're going to have a 20% tax on Australian goods to pay for it.
Mm-hmm.
So your Vegemite cost is going to go up.
Uh-huh.
So the Holden Commodore actually quite affordable in American dollars, $28,000.
What?
Okay, so $33,600 after. This comes out to $605 a month.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Okay.
So so for the I realize that this breaks down at the F, right, for one day.
Yeah.
But with the F, you have to buy the car for the month
There, I had to make the monthly payment.
and you just drive it for one day.
Gotcha.
Okay?
Gotcha. Okay. All right. So I've got to crush the Camaro because that would bankrupt me.
Okay.
That would be a terrible idea.
Okay.
I think I'm going to marry the Jetta Sport Wagon.
Okay.
One,
All right.
because I'm already thinking about buying one anyway.
Yeah.
Uh,
It was funny that you mentioned it earlier.
yeah. Yeah. And that would be a dent in my lifestyle for sure.
Right.
But I think I could pull that off.
Okay.
And then for a day I'll do the Ute.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, absolutely.
I was wondering if making a bad decision for 1 month for a Camaro was enough for you to drive it.
It is tempting, but that's That's a lot of money
for 1 day in a car.
for 1 day in a car.
What if it was like one of the lower
Now-
tiers and it was say like around $1,200?
Well, I was going to say, if that were to include some sort of driving instruction,
Track package.
like a track package, like I get a license or something at the end of that day, like it's in a super intensive driving school, I'd consider that. My kid doesn't need both his kidneys.
Ian, that's insane.
Well, I'm an idiot, as we've
Yeah.
discussed.
Neither of us
previously.
have good ideas.
No.
Ian.
No.
What is this? What is this?
What are we doing there?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Anyway, so what would you do there? That was a very convoluted FMK
It
card,
was.
by the way.
Yeah. I went a long way to come back to just a very simple thing.
Right.
I like the Holden Ute. I would F that.
Mm-hmm.
I would marry the sport wagon, and I would kill the Camaro. Yeah.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I do want to talk about the wall for a little bit more.
Sure.
The spray tan asshole is back
Yeah.
on his jet ski and
And
crashing
hit it-
back into our island.
Hitting our island. Okay.
Here's the thing with this.
Yeah.
And this is a thing that bugs me about all of these debates that we're having now, is that it's just like, it's reductive and stupid.
Yeah.
Because it's reductive because made in Mexico doesn't really mean anything.
Yeah. Exactly.
You
Made in X country.
Right.
Yeah.
Especially when it comes to cars, because I don't know if you knew this a lot or not, but there's a lot of different parts in cars.
No.
Yeah, and some of them are made in some places and then shipped other places.
No.
Because some car models, wait for this one, share common parts. Even across manufacturers. Hello, Takata. Right?
What?
So final assembly
Yeah.
is what everyone concentrates on.
Yeah, it is.
And it doesn't really mean that much.
No.
And that was also why
That's just the last person to work on it.
right. And so that was also why like the bailout of the auto industry that everyone was so up in arms over,
Right.
that Obama did, was so necessary, because the actual, just looking at the bottom lines of, like, if you want to look at the market cap or whatever of GM,
Right.
or looking at the valuation of Ford, doesn't tell the whole story, because I lived in Michigan. The entire economy is based around that stuff.
Okay.
Because there's knock-on effects, right? There's the
Right.
person who makes the bolt
Yeah.
that goes in the subframe. But then
Right.
there's also the guy who makes the testing equipment to make sure that the bolt is in spec.
Right.
And so, like, if GM goes out of business, the bolt guy doesn't get paid, the testing guy doesn't get paid. None of those people can pay the people at the restaurants.
Right.
None of those people can afford their homes anymore. And it's on and on and on and on and on.
Right.
So just taxing the final assembly thing
Right.
doesn't even address the tip of the iceberg of the economy. So if a foreign car maker decides, okay, fine, we're going to manufacture every single component
Right.
to offset the cost of paying for final assembly, they're going to offshore all of the componentry.
Right.
And
Exactly.
then ship all that in.
And final assembly will
And
just be done to get under the radar.
Right.
Yeah. Exactly. Boom. Done.
So what did we benefit from that?
No.
Well, I don't know that we did. Or I don't
Yeah.
know that anyone could really make a determination. on it,
Exactly.
right? Like, it's
Yeah,
so
it's-
complicated.
Yeah.
And that's all of these proposals, and that goes for everything that he's done in the first week, right?
Right.
It's all solutions that sound great until you apply
Just
like 10 seconds.
Exactly. It's all just so knee jerk. Yeah.
Yeah, and reductive and fucking stupid, and no more spray tan asshole.
You want
Back on the island. Back on the island.
You want to come to Mars with me, buddy?
I do.
Should we?
I really do.
Yeah.
Oh man, I really do.
Yeah. We can move to New Zealand.
That's pretty much Mars
Yeah.
with hobbits.
Without. Sorry. Oh, Ian. Oh, buddy.
What else do we have?
I don't. You know what? Okay, so let's kind of put a bow on some stuff. Let's talk about where we go from here.
Okay.
As a podcast,
Yes.
and just you and I in our daily lives,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
I just want to kind of call attention to the fact that we are we have to be our own editors, but subscribing to the New York Times and Washington Post and some things like that are very helpful. Should you choose to get into it, should you choose to get your news from a good source,
Right.
they're doing some fantastic fact check articles, right?
Well, before we launch into this, maybe we should restate our thesis of why we need to be aware of this stuff as car enthusiasts.
Yes, let's do that. That's a good idea. Yeah. Hit that. Yeah.
So really quick, basically, our argument is that our hobby is really beholden to politics.
It is.
Just think about, and even as basic as speed limits,
Right.
or
how emissions are,
or the hole in the
Legislated.
road that I'm scraping the bottom of my VW across.
exactly.
All of that stuff. And then it gets more complicated from there as we start talking about trade policy and all that sort of bullshit. But also, car culture we would say its benefit has been an expanding tent over the last certainly decade.
It's grown.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's grown in some really good ways.
Yeah, we've moved past the pedantic guy in a Hawaiian shirt telling you about the difference between a 56 and 57 Bel Air,
Right.
to include stance bros and all sorts of other, donks and everything else.
Yes.
Everything
Yes.
in between. And that's good. But some of those people, don't look like the pedantic guy in the Hawaiian shirt, and so may run afoul of other certain policies that are being put in place. So that's why I think it's important that we be aware of this stuff and understand how it relates to car culture and the world around us.
Yes, exactly.
And also our hobby, kind of runs counter to some other important work that's being done by environmentalists and everything else. So if we want to keep our toys, we need to be involved in the conversation.
Yes.
And understand the context. Anyway, continue. I'm sorry.
No, that's fantastic. Thank you for saying that. So let's just make sure that with what we're dealing with, we don't suffer from rage fatigue, right?
Yeah.
We're fired up about a lot of stuff, and until Goofball is impeached, we could be looking at 4 years of this, right?
Yeah.
And we need to pace ourselves. We need to keep things in perspective. So that when it comes time to stand up and defend what we really need to defend, like all of the protests at the airports, over the weekend, fantastic, right?
Yeah.
That we have the energy and to do it, and that we're aware of it, right?
Yeah. I have a feeling that this year track time is going to be very precious for me, just from a mental health perspective.
Yeah, and so just making sure that we treat ourselves the way that we deserve to be treated, that we make time to show love and compassion for other people, that we show that we care instead of just having vicious reactions to things.
Yeah. Well said. Yeah.
Thank you. So making sure that if you can donate to a cause that you believe in, ACLU obviously did some great work this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Planned Parenthood,
Care,
yes, the Trevor Project, fantastic charities.
Yeah.
Make sure that you do have that mental island, that outlet, that you have to relieve stress, because we're going to need it, right? Look at tons of pictures of puppies and kittens on Instagram, right? But
go for a drive.
Yes, go for a drive. Clear your head, right? And it's going to allow us to be better equipped to handle things in a healthy manner when we have to confront them, right?
Right.
Don't take your eye off the ball, right? Understand that things that's there. Like I'm not just completely shutting my life off,
right.
And maybe you need to do that in spurts, to maintain.
I think you have to. And when we were in at Road America, it was October.
Yeah.
And I joked that my favorite thing about the weekend was that I had a couple of 2-hour stretches where it was physically impossible for me to think about Donald Trump.
You're exactly right.
And I think I stand by that. I think that's important to do. Yeah. And for me, that's driving. And I think for probably a lot of people that listen to this, it's driving. So, if that's what you do, I'm curious to know,
Yeah.
how you use that to help with this
Yeah.
rage fatigue phenomenon, as you put it.
Yeah. Yeah. So we need that. We need to continue showing people that we love them and that there are good things in this world to hang on to.
Yeah.
And especially each other.
Yeah.
So let's make sure we focus on that, because we're going to deal with some shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
well said.
unfortunate, but we're going to have to. So, Ian,
Dave.
Team Clearcoat,
Yes.
an automotive podcast,
Sure.
now on the internet, where we can
Well,
see
we were on the internet before,
where we can see your beautiful
but
face.
visually on the internet, which I have thoughts about. But not all good, but whatever. It's happening and it's fine. We'll deal with it.
Okay. All right. So, Ian, if somebody on the internet wanted to find other ways to see you or hear about you, hear from you, what would they do?
Probably ask you, since you're the only one who seems to care about this.
You're right. They would ask me for what your Twitter and Instagram handles are.
Mm-hmm.
Handle. Such a dated term from BBS's, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's from radio.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, your handle.
Yeah.
Nice. So they would find you at I Roll So Hard. EYE Roll So Hard. Twitter, Instagram. Guys, follow him. Yeah. I made eye contact with the camera for that one. Yeah.
Please don't.
Yeah. I am on the internet, Nuck Goose, NUK Goose, Twitter, Instagram. You can find Team Clearcoat at gmail.com. Send us an FMK Cars, rate and review us on iTunes. You can hear a version of the podcast on iTunes with better audio.
Yes.
Yeah. Let's see here. So send us an email with your FMK Cars ideas. Let us know what your mental island is. Let us know what you're doing to help deal with all the bullshit that's going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'd love to hear what you think about the show, the new format, blah, blah, blah. Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, Instagram, Twitch, YouTube,
Yep.
Team Clearcoat.
Yep.
And there we go. Ian, what else we got?
I think we done did it.
We did. Thank you for venturing into this new platform with me, Ian.
Let me get my helmet.
Go ahead, put your helmet back on. I'm going to play the outro.
Go ahead and hide.
Yeah, go ahead, buddy. Yep, you can keep your helmet on for as long as you like. Yep.
We love you.
We love you.